So Dave Trent asks, how many people judge you for how you are in this nasty world? Actually, in this respect, I have been very, very fortunate. Um, I started out while I lived in Kansas. I found my path right before I started college at a United Methodist college. And like I said earlier, I jumped in with both feet. I read and just devoured everything I could, book, person, website. It was just everything I could get and find an understanding for myself and a place in my path. By the end of the year, I was running a local circle with several like minded people that I was actually helping to find and shape their path as well, because this was new to all of us. Our town had one park that didn't have a curfew, and so that was where we usually did our meetups. We spent the whole weekend together, every other weekend all summer long, and of course, all of the holidays. And through the winter, we had our Sabbats and Esbits and a few extra weekends thrown in just to all get together, kind of touch base again. And immediately within that first year, we started holding what we called the Religious Tolerance Festival there in our town. That's when I got my first taste of people might have a problem with you, except it was from fellow witches, local witches who hadn't done anything in town and hadn't tried to help others, suddenly decided that I shouldn't be the one in charge of the Tolerance Festival. I should put them in charge. And when I didn't, because it was my idea and something I wanted to make happen, they proceeded to go online, bashing me, bashing my group, telling people we were Satan worshipers, things like that. And what they actually did was create the train wreck everyone wanted to see. Our first year was the biggest year of all of them that we had. After that, there were no further problems while I was in Kansas. I ran the circle and the festival annually for 5 solid years. And the first year was the only time that someone tried to give me a problem for who I was. And that was when we moved to North Carolina. Again, within a year, I had a circle running here, and I did that for 5 years. I wore my big 2-inch pentacle on my neck at all times, out in the open, even while I was working at Walmart. I had one time that I had someone have an issue with me, and it was based on an interaction with the customer in front of her when I was working at Walmart. But she was a very strictly wickly and didn't like how I handled things with the lovely Christian lady that was in front of her. Outside of that, I have had pastors from some of the biggest churches in my towns just offer horseback riding or, various activities if I would just let them pick my brain so they could learn a little bit. Um, it's been a fortunate life for me in my magic, and I think learning early on to be balanced and to be open and to be happy that anyone who believes has something to believe in makes me come across as someone that they don't have to stress about and be hateful to. I hope that helped. Blessed be, friends.